Hey everybody, welcome into Studio 3. I'm Alex Weaver here with Jonathan Merriman for the preview show Refreshed by Coca-Cola. Kyle Larson, we knew it was just a matter of time, 75 winless streak snapped.
All right, yeah, Kyle Larson, he's really good at Dover. He's overdue at Dover. He finally got that win. He was able to beat out Martin Truex Jr. and Denny Hamlin, who had really strong race cars, Alex. He got it done, locked himself into the next round. He can sleep at night with Talladega on the horizon.
Some big news out of Dover was that the 22, before the green flag even dropped, had troubles, had to go to the garage. Then 10 laps in, the 9 has trouble, has to go to the garage. How crazy is it going to make their Talladega day?
I mean, talk about, singing a different tune after the Roval and the reset. We all like, oh, Joey Logano, he'll be fine. Chase Elliott, he's got momentum. Not anymore. I mean, those two guys had trouble early on in that race. We have one of the biggest wild cards looming in Talladega. So those two guys, which I'm not super worried about because they're pretty good at Talladega, but anything can happen at that racetrack. So, I mean, just 7 days and we're talking about a whole different scenario here. It's crazy. The playoffs are crazy.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody other than Kyle Larson is going to be sleeping soundly this weekend, but the 22 has 3 wins there, so he's pretty good. The 9 also won here in the spring, so can we look to them again and maybe to rebound from Dover?
I think if you're going to look to one of the two, it's going to be the 22 because he does have such a rich history at this racetrack. We look back a couple years ago, he drug a jack all the way around the racetrack, had to pit again, came back and won that race. That jack is sitting in Team Penske's shop. So I think Joey Logano, he's got the chops to do it at Talladega. The 9 car, he's got 1 win there. He's run pretty well. He's been caught up in a couple of accidents, but that's what you don't need to happen. You have to have a clean race. You have to play it just like he played it in the spring if he wants to, come out of Talladega with a win or be in a good point scenario. And, oh, by the way, you can't write anybody off at this racetrack. So anybody hovering around that cut line, Alex, they might be in this thing by the end of the day.
So you're saying if we see a jack on the 22, it might be the same strategy as the last one?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. All right, well, let's look at the Coca-Cola Racing family. Logano, we feel pretty good about heading into Talladega. Kyle Larson is safe. He can sleep at night. Denny Hamlin, what's his day going to be like at Dega?
Denny Hamlin is one of the best restrictor plate racers or super speedway racers as we have now that are out there. We know he won the Daytona 500. He's won that a couple times. He's made things happen at Talladega again. Coming out of Dover, he's not in a terrible point situation. He's okay. He has to have a clean day. He has to keep that nose clean, top 10, top 15. Denny Hamlin will be fine. Like you said, the only guy sleeping tonight is Kyle Larson. And who knows, he ended up on his lid there in the spring, maybe with a little pressure off. These super speedway races haven't really been his forte, but Kyle Larson needs to get that win and bank up those bonus points. So he's not going to be out there riding around. If there's one guy with nothing to lose, it's him. So look for him to be aggressive. Well,
we also know that Talladega is now a manufacturer party. If you can kind of work together with the Ford, the Chevys, and the Toyotas, you can make it a good day. We saw the Fords do it last season. We saw in the spring the Chevys do it, and Chase Elliott gets the win. Can we expect that again?
I think if you look inside the Ford camp, I think you're going to see that. I think if you look inside the Toyota camp, they have no other option than to stick together. What I'm interested in are the Chevrolets. We know Alex Bowman. He has not really played nice with the 43, with the 3 car, and so I'm just kind of interested to see how that aspect's going to play out. Now, granted, if you can take and ride working with someone to a win, you'll take that, but also, who do you want out in front? We know Chase Elliott's going to need the points because he's behind the cut line. William Byron's on the cut line. He's going to need the points. So the selfishness will take over at Talladega at some point. I'm interested to see when that will happen because guess what? At the end of the day, you need to fight for your life in the playoffs, and you don't want to say the heck with the manufacturers, but you want to make your way into the round of 8, and there's some guys that really need to win to get this done.
Yep, that super speedway is a whole different beast when you're in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
All right, you can kind of throw a dart at the wall at Talladega, I feel like, and you really don't know who's going to come out on top, so who you got?
I'm going to take Joey Logano. I think Joey is one of the best super speedway racers that we have out there right now. I think there will be some competition. His teammate Brad's good. Denny Hamlin's good there like we talked about. But Joey Logano has got to have something happen this weekend. And when something needs to happen for that team, they seem to make it work.
They do pretty well under pressure. I'm going to go with a guy who's had a lot of pressure over the last couple of weeks. I'm going to take the 88. I'm going to get the Hendrick cam to get the victory.
I think that the 88 would not have thought twice about moving his teammate there in the spring. That race ended under caution. I think he kind of has that in the back of his mind. It's not a bad pick.
All right, we're heading to the Superspeedway of Talladega, racing in the state of Alabama for the playoffs. It's coming up Sunday, 2 p.m. on NBC. We'll see you guys right back here next week on The Preview Show.